Hello and welcome to Nagaland TV. You are watching Nltv News now. I'll read the headlines for you. In an attempt to break the deadlock in Naga Peace Process Marathon, meeting takes place. Interlocutor A.K. Mishra and NSC and IM leaders in New Delhi. Sources claim NSC and IM firm on separate constitution and flag to seal the final agreement. Kaketo Sima as additional judge of the Guwahati High Court. 4 other judges also appointed as additional judges by the Apex Court following their recommendation by Supreme Court Collegium earlier. Nagaland Chief Secretary J. Alam warns circulation of cabinet memoranda on social media platforms. Says it is a serious offence under the Official Secrets Act. Also states memoranda, agenda or minutes of meeting must not be handled by unauthorized persons. Konyak Students' Union voices resentment over higher and technical education department's failure to appoint a lecturer at the government polytechnic. A boy says administrative inconvenience should not compromise the career of youths. National Commission for Safai Karmacharis urges Nagaland government to set up a body to look into the welfare of those who are engaged in cleaning sewers and garbage in the state. Says Safai Karmachari not getting benefits under self-employment scheme in Kohima. Reading to you the news in details now. Nagaland Chief Secretary J. Alam on Tuesday warned that the circulation of cabinet memoranda on social media platform was a serious violation and an offence under the Official Secrets Act. Chief Secretary warned that the cabinet memoranda agenda for the cabinet meeting and the minutes of the cabinet meeting are secret documents and must not be handled by unauthorized persons and non-officials. The agenda and the cabinet minutes are circulated by the cabinet cell under sealed cover through the office of the cabinet ministries and advisors concerned only. J. Alam requested all cabinet ministers, advisors and HODs to issue instruction to their subordinates and officials attached to them. Cabinet memoranda, cabinet agenda and cabinet minutes should be circulated only through official email in case of emergency. State Home Department in a memorandum has stated that various representations are being published in newspapers and in forms of media by various organizations on issues, matters pertaining to a different department on the state government, and informed that all AHODS and HODs to make necessary arrangements to take note of such reports and take prompt steps for getting the matter grievances to be looked upon and also for suitably replying to the persons, organizations concerned, and whenever necessary for issuing press releases without delaying the approval of the competent authority concerned. A copy of the action taken report on every such representation coming out in the media may also be provided to the Office of Home Department Political Branch, addressed to Yumchem Bemo, National Courier Services Deputy Secretary, Home Department, whose email ID and contact number are yumchembemo.nsc@gov.in and 089746320008. The President of India on Tuesday appointed Kaketo Sima as additional judge of the Guwahati High Court. In a notification issued by the Government of India, Ministries of Law and Justice, Department of Justice, 4 other judges were also appointed as additional judges. Kaketo Sima, Devashish Barua, Malashri Nandi and Marley Wangkung were appointed as additional judges of the Guwahati High Court for a period of 2 years with effect from the date they resumed charge of their respective offices. The National Commission for Safai Karmacharis on Tuesday urged the Nagaland government to set up a body to look into the welfare of those who are engaged in cleaning sewers and garbage in the state during an interactive session with such workers at the Kohima Municipal Council office. NCSK Chairman M. Venkatesan said a commission at the state level is required to deal with grievances of persons engaged in cleaning activities. Chairman also said that Safai Karmacharis in Kohima are not getting benefits under self-employment scheme for rehabilitation of manual scavengers and are not able to avail microcredit facilities and insurance coverage programs. Konyak Students' Union voiced its resentment over the Higher and Technical Education Department's failure to appoint even a single lecturer at the government polytechnic, a boy under non-Mon district. KSU in a press statement said that while such institutions in other districts are going on in full swing, the classes have not started yet in a boy. KSU opined that having an institute without lectures is equal to not having an institution at all. They further stated that administration inconvenience should not compromise the career of youth and the welfare of the students. KSU urged the concerned department to appoint the required number of teachers at the earliest. Furthermore, KSU also lamented the absence of some medical officers and health staff even after the concerned authority issued detachment order. KSU further directed all absentee officers and staffs to report within 5 days to their respective posting places. The Changsao Thanggem Setsang CTS on 13th October organized a sales day at Parade Ground in Twangsang. Women from more than 40 villages brought indigenous items, vegetables, fruits and other homemade products to sale at the sales day. N. Akum LA, Executive Chairman CTS, stated that CTS wants to promote Shang women through this initiative. CTS also stated that most of the far-flung villages find it difficult to market the products in the town owing to bad road conditions, which sometimes damages the goods. Noksan President Don Shing Yang Mai Saosong Thanggem, along with her colleagues, were selling some agri-products. She stated they are grateful to CTS for taking this initiative because many of them were worried where to sell the vegetables as most of it gets damaged since they cannot sell it off in time. Their small women unions don't have funds too because of pandemic lockdown, and in this time of distress, the CTS's initiative has brought them much joy.
More than doing some area there. 50 above villages are say, 75% participate Koreana. Aji do sales day Korea se aroido when CDS Jang women organization bra hange Jang village ka la women kan ge promote koroboni mide aji do organization
Jang so women organization bra iniga sales day organize kore gani amigan do bishi buji ba se do Jang women society union kan aji do man khushi bra ido organize kore gani do subjigan do kut biga bona gobena ido sabji ido ki bishi gulai gana aro ido so puji jai kut biga bona ina bishi iniga phabi ta gise libi aro fundraise bi kuna ajigali do last year aro this year do man lockdown aro ini women can be fundraise kuna iniga Mundo puri taka dande itu Changsogan bra women organization gambra itu iniga organize ko ami kan do man khushi bai gana aji do itu sabji organic sabji kan do biga ase te go gana Changsogan gi bishi thanks te go gana itu chane dia
bishi khushi bai ase amakan Chang bai gi kan do CTS kan bishi tok bai gana iniga alak posti de taka manu kan ase aro that is CTS leader kan bra Rasta Pal khule dise kili mani amakan posti de bishi to maike kan to kase aro khala ki kisim bishi thagilibe aman pikable pikir kore to time banai aro aman hodai din iniga tuk pai gena iniga pire ase aro khiti chai ase aro ki sob amakan iniga nakhai se welibe pikir kore business kore time na pai aro aji iniga thaga dande bishi tuk pai libe bishi khala pai libe aman pikir kore gena pikai gena iniga pire bole time bane aro town de ai libe town di pire libe bishi tuk ase aro rasta bishi dora se dora aji bi hire kore gena aro ido ki kitibra ola kisimisi ni man itu sob jama kore gena nitor ki ase itu sob aman iniga di gena aro aman iniga itu aji pikir kore bole ya di aise aro sales di iniga kuli dia bra bisi khushi bai gena aman sob jaga bra sob posti bra iniga agena mai bisi khushi bai na iniga enjoy kore ase.
3 unidentified miscreants hijacked an auto rickshaw on Tuesday at around 5:10 to 5:30 p.m. in Dimapur. According to the victim's statement, the miscreants asked him to drop them at Court Junction, but before they reached the destination, the miscreants asked the driver to change the direction to the stadium. On reaching the stadium, the miscreants threatened him with a pistol and hijacked his auto. Furthermore, a group of auto drivers went to the West Police Station at around 11 p.m. and filed an FIR against the miscreants. Notably, police is sure to look into the matter.
আজি আমি নেতা হেতু ইটো আজি ফুজুৰ খবৰ সামদে খবৰ পাইছে কি ইয়াতে আমি নেতা দেখি আছে আমি না ভাই অটো ড্রাইভার একতালা অটো রেল গেট পা মাতিনে তাইকে লই যেছে গৈছে ইটো পুলিশ পয়েন্ট এনে অনে আনিনে ইয়াতে ডিমাপুর স্টেডিয়াম দে আছে হেতে আনিনে তাইকে মারিনে তালা মোবাইল গাড়ি হ্যান বি অটো বি লইছে গুনে মহাঙ্গে জানাই দিছি ধরন মহান ইতলা কেস সপোর্ট আজি আইনা আছে তো आपको नागामिस आता है सर जी?
नागामिस नहीं आता है।
नागामिस हिंदी आता है? अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा। तो कहाँ से क्या हुआ वो बता दो हम लोग कभी उसको।
तो पहले रोका ना, रोकने के बाद मेरा फोन लिया।
या स्टेडियम में?
हाँ स्टेडियम में।
कितना बजे था?
कितना 5:10 हो रहा था।
5:10 तक हो रहा था। और
वही टाइम में मेरा पहले मोबाइल छीना, उसके बाद जो है ना तो लॉक खोल के दिया, तो लॉक खोल के वो तो मोबाइल लेके चला गया तो बच गया 2 आदमी। एक ठो ने मेरा कॉलर पकड़ लिया, उसके बाद जो है ना एक ठो ने मेरा हाथ पकड़ लिया, चाबी छीन रहा था, हाथ मचार रहा था, तो उसमें भी लपड़ थप्पड़ दिया। और उसके बाद जो है ना छोटा वाला पिस्टल था, पिस्टल निकाल लिया, तो हम डर के मारे से हमको चाबी देना पड़ा।
अच्छा। और लगभग कितने बजे के आसपास हुआ ये?
5 बजे।
5 बजे। तो सामने कोई भी नहीं था?
शाम में वहीं कोई नहीं था।
कितना अंदर ले गया था आपको?
अंदर ले गया था, ग्राउंड है ना, ग्राउंड के पीछे में।
वो जो नया क्रिकेट स्टेडियम बन रहा है उसका पीछे?
पीछे
वो स्टेडियम अभी नया जो बन रहा है उसका
पीछे में था, पूरे जंगल में। हाँ।
अच्छा। तो कोई भी नहीं था सामने में? कोई
नहीं था, तो हम था, वो जो छीनने चोरने वाला था ना वो था।
तो कहाँ से बोला कि आपको यहाँ लाया? क्या बोल के यहाँ लाया?
तो वो बोला कि हम टीसी कोर्ट जाएगा, तो टीसी कोर्ट तो बोला कि हायर जाएगा, तो हायर तो आया ना थी यहाँ पर, तब बोला कि हम स्टेडियम जाएगा, तो स्टेडियम ले गया, तो गैल रास्ता में लेके रोका के ऐसा काम किया।
अच्छा, आप लोग FIR करके रखा हुआ है या कैसा हुआ? कौन सा थाना में FIR करके रखा हुआ है?
FIR अभी तो नहीं किया है, तो वो गाड़ी का नंबर खाली लिया है, वो बोला नहीं किया।
Moving on to the next story, Financial Inclusion Literacy Program funded by NEC Aspirational District was held at Hong Kong Q Memorial Hall, Kifire on 12th October. Deputy Commissioner Kifire T. Watt Iyer highlighted about the program's importance and how public leaders can avail various schemes. DC also mentioned that it is an equality opportunity to be available to access financial services. Branch Manager SBI Kifire highlighted on some of the schemes like PMSBY and APY. LDM SBI Kifire shared the PMJJBY, Pradhan Mantri Jivan Jyoti Yojana, and ADC Kifire Rahul Mali IAS stressed on the importance of Aadhaar card and Ujjwala service, a scheme of providing free LPG to every woman. He urged the village chairman and the VDBS to disseminate the messages to every woman in the village in order to avail the Ujjwala scheme. In a shocking incident, 4 villagers, including an 8-year-old, were killed and 2 injured, including a 2-year-old, after suspected militants opened a fire on a group of people attending condolence service of 4 deceased cadres of Kuki National Liberation Army who were slain on Sunday by security forces in Hingojang. In firing, 2 villagers, including the village chief of MP Kulen, died on the spot, and police recovered 2 more bodies in the vicinity of the village with bullet injuries. A 2-year-old boy was also among the injured. Police contingent comprising ADGP Ashutosh Sinha, IGP K. Jayanta Dig, Temting, SP Impal East and Hirojit rushed to the spot. Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh in a statement said that such a killing is an act of terrorism. It was also learned that Assam Rifles and Manipur Police have been instructed to take up stringent action against the perpetrators included in the incident. Congress delegation led by Rahul Gandhi met President Ramnath Kovind on October 13, demanding the immediate dismissal of Minister of State for Home Ajay Kumar Mishra over the Lakhimpur Kheri violence. The 7-member delegation comprised of Mallikarjun Kharge, A.K. Anthony, Ghulam Nabi Azad, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra and K.C. Venugopal. The delegation presented a memorandum of facts about the Lakhimpur Kheri incident to the President. Meanwhile, the Congress has been demanding the immediate dismissal of Union Minister Ajay Mishra, whose son Ashish Mishra was arrested on October 3rd in connection with the violence in which 8 people, including 4 farmers, were killed.
किसानों पे अन्याय हुआ है वहाँ पर जो उनको फसल के मार दिया गया है तो इसके बारे में हमने राष्ट्रपति को सविस्तार के साथ राहुल जी और प्रियंका जी ने बताया कि इस बात पे वो खुद गए थे यहाँ की स्थिति और उनके घर के लोगों से भी वो मिलकर आए हैं इसीलिए मैं राहुल गांधी सर इसके बारे में हमारी मांग ये 2
ज़्यादा ट्राइबोरों में लाभ पड़ रही है आपकी यार
2 जजेस इंडिपेंडेंट इंक्वायरी उसकी करना चाहिए और दूसरा जो होम मिनिस्टर इस्तीफा देना चाहिए डिसमिस करना चाहिए
परिवारों को इन परिवारों के सदस्यों को कुचला गया मोबाइल नीचे करो उनके हम
क्या कर रहे हैं अगर पीछे ट्राइपॉड जा रहे हैं आप लोग
और उनसे बातचीत करने के बाद उन्होंने हमें बताया कि वो 2 चीजें चाहते हैं पहली चीज वो वो न्याय चाहते हैं। वो चाहते हैं कि जिस व्यक्ति ने ये हत्या की है उसको सजा मिले। और उन्होंने ये भी कहा कि जिस व्यक्ति ने हत्या की है उस व्यक्ति के पिता हिंदुस्तान के होम मिनिस्टर।
जब हम लखीमपुर खेरी में शहीद किसान श्री रमेश कश्यप जो पत्रकार थे उनके परिजनों से मिले, जैसे राहुल जी ने कहा वैसे न्याय चाहिए और उनके लिए न्याय का मतलब ये है कि सिटिंग जजेस द्वारा जांच की जाए, एक निष्पक्ष जांच हो। और सबसे महत्वपूर्ण मुद्दा उन्होंने ये उठाया कि जो गृह राज्य मंत्री है देश के, जो अपराधी के पिता है, उनकी बर्खास्तगी की जाए।
The government authorized a budget of over 4 lakh crore on Tuesday for two major urban programs aimed at making cities cleaner, garbage-free and providing 100% access to safe drinking water in the next 5 years. Earlier on October 1st, Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched the Swachh Bharat Mission 2.0 and Amrut 2.0. One of the key focuses of the SMBU 2.0 will be rehabilitation of all legacy dump sites, which will liberate up to 14,000 acres of land that has been buried under 15 crore tons of garbage. The cabinet has approved a cash of investment of around 1.42 lakh crore, which is 2.5 times the amount spent on the mission's first phase. The scheme's central share will be just rupees 36,465 crore. Furthermore, the Amrut 2.0 outlay is of rupees 2.77 lakh crore, which aims at making the cities water secure and self-sustainable through circular economy of water. For reliable and affordable water supply and sanitation services, the schemes plan to provide functional tap connection to all households. The centre has asked thermal power generators to restart discontinued practice of blending 10% imported coal, citing shortage of domestic coal supply. At the same time, it alleges that several states were selling unallocated power from central generating station on power exchanges at a high price and would penalize. The Union Power Ministry's warning came without the ministry spokesperson disclosing which state they were. The mandate to use imported coal for blending came 2 days after the Coal and Power Ministries denied any shortage of domestic coal. The Power Ministry said that the revival of the economy had led to an increase in demand and consumption of electricity. During the August-September period, the share of coal-based generation increased to 66% from 62% in 2019. It further said the coal stock at power plants was left depleting and currently stood at 7.3 million tons. When the crisis started in August with a coal supply shortfall, the Union Power Ministry earlier urged GenCos to consider import of coal. Only state-owned NTPC imported a meager 2 million tons. India is projected to retain the tag of fastest growing economy in the world, with the International Monetary Fund forecasting 8.5% growth for the year 2022. In its latest World Economic Outlook report, the IMF said that Indian economy is expected to grow by 9.5% in 2021 and 8.5% in the next year. The announcement comes as a positive sign for the economy, which is recovering from the slump created by the COVID-19 pandemic. In financial year 2021, the economy had witnessed a negative growth of 7.3%, first time in almost 40 years. India also witnessed its first technical recession last year, with 2 consecutive quarters of negative growth in wake of the nationwide lockdowns to curb the spread of COVID-19 pandemic. In his virtual address to a G20 extraordinary summit on Afghanistan, Modi emphasized the need to ensure that Afghan soil doesn't become a source of terrorism. He also called for an inclusive administration in Kabul to preserve the socio-economic gains of the past 2 decades. Only a unified response by the world community will ensure the desired change in Afghanistan, said Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Against the backdrop of a looming humanitarian disaster and the Taliban's effort to gain international acceptance, Italian Prime Minister Mario Draghi hosted the special summit of the group of 20 major economies amid growing concerns about the excesses of the Taliban's setup in Kabul and a worsening humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan, including shortages of food, medicine and other essential goods. Four Muslim men, including 2 students, were arrested from a college Garba event in Madhya Pradesh's Indore on Sunday after a large group of right-wing activists allegedly barged in and went on the rampage, accusing the college of promoting love jihad. The police said they were preventive arrest after clashes at the Oxford College and the men were released on bail. A magistrate ordered the release of Adnan Shah, Muhammad Umar, Abdul Qadir and Syed Saqib after they submitted bonds of rupees 50,000 each. The group said that they stormed the college festivities belonging to the Bajrang Dal, which is linked to the state's ruling BJP. No action was taken against them. The college has been fined by the police for violating COVID norms. The arrested men and their families say they were targeted on the basis of their name, even though they showed their college IDs. Kolkata's iconic Durga Puja pandal, which resembles the world's famous skyscraper Burj Khalifa, has halted its leisure show after receiving complaints from the pilots. The Sri Bhumi Durga pandal called off the leisure show on Monday evening after 3 pilots of 3 planes faced difficulty in landing the aircraft. The pilots lodged a complaint to the air traffic control because West Bengal's South Dumdum airport is located close to the venue of the iconic pandal. In India, leisure shows are banned around the airports because of strong beams of light causing visibility problems for pilots during landing. Sri Bhumi Sporting Club Durga Puja pandal is a 145 feet tall pandal built using some 6,000 acrylic sheets, has created a replica of the world's tallest building Burj Khalifa. Over 250 workers toiled for 3.5 months to erect the structure. A 14-year-old girl was brutally stabbed to death by 3 men on a street in Maharashtra's Pune city on Tuesday evening when she was on her way to kabaddi practice. Police said. Prima facie, a one-sided love affair by a distant relative of the girl, a class 8 student, might have led to the brutal murder, an official said. The girl was on her way to kabaddi practice at the Yashi Lawns in the Bibewadi area around 5:45 p.m. when the 3 men, including a 22-year-old, came on a motorcycle and took her in the side after a brief argument. Reportedly stabbed her with a sharp weapon. They stabbed her multiple times and some claim that the murder weapon was a sickle. The attack was so brutal that the girl died on spot, said Namrata Patel, Deputy Commissioner of Police Zone 5. After attacking the girl, the trio fled the spot. Police have launched a manhunt to nab them. The mortal remains of JCO Jaswinder Singh reached his native place, Mana Talwadi, in Kapurthala district of Punjab on Wednesday morning. Jaswinder was martyred in the terrorist attack in Jammu and Kashmir's Poonch. Preparations are underway to prepare the martyr's site with military honours. On behalf of the Chief Minister of Punjab, Cabinet Minister Rana Gurjit Singh paid tribute to martyr Kapurthala DC Dipti Upal reached Mana Talawari village in the morning as the representative of the governor. Besides, Bhululath MLA Shukapal Khaira and SGPC chief and Akali Dal leader Jagir Kaur also reached the village and expressed condolences to the family.
मैं इनकी जीवन की बात करूं तो ये जो मुढ़ली पढ़ाई है वो हमारे ननिहाल में ही किया है उन्होंने और हमारे पास जो पढ़कर ही वहाँ से ही वो फौज में भर्ती हुए थे और सबसे बताने वाली बात है कि वो अपने डैडी वाली जूट में ही गए थे और जो इनके डैडी जी थे वो भी सिपाही भर्ती होकर बड़े रैंक में पेंशन आए थे ऑनररी कैप्टन रैंक से उनको आर्मी ने नवाजा था और जो इनके बड़े भाई हैं राजेंद्र भाई वो भी इसी यूनिट में और सबसे बड़ी बात है कि जो इनके जीजा जी हैं जो कैप्टन हरभजन सिंह के दिमाग हैं वो भी इन्हीं की यूनिट में थे। ये चारों एक ही यूनिट में नौकरी कर रहे थे। जो बाकी जो परिवार वो पूरा सैनिक परिवार है। जैसे मैं अभी रिटायर्ड होकर आया हूं, जो हमारे इनके जो मौसा जी थे वो भी आर्मी में रिटायर हुए थे। जो अभी मौसी का लड़का है वो भी आर्मी में अभी नौकरी कर रहा है। इसलिए ये सारा सैनिक परिवार जाना जाता है, देश के लिए ये काम कर रहा है। और ये अगर इनकी बहादुरी की बात करें तो बहुत ही छोटे रैंक में पहले ये जो टर्नओवर काटा था इन लोगों ने जैन का, वहाँ से वो सेना मेडल लेकर आए थे। इंडियन आर्मी ने गौरव इंडिया ने इनको सेना मेडल देकर नवाजा था और उसके बाद में इन्होंने बहादुरी की लाइनें लगा दी। इनके पास 2 रिकमेंडेशन भी हैं और एक बताने वाली बात है कि ये कार रैली में भी हिस्सा लेते थे। 7 कार रैलियाँ की हैं इन्होंने और वो शायद मेरा ख्याल अगर मैं ना भूलूं तो वो इंडिया शायद खेले हुए हैं। ये
बहुत बहादुर थे, कह रहे हैं आप कह रहे हैं कि छोटी उम्र में सेना मेडल।
हाँ, मैं बता चुका हूँ कि ये पहले टर्नओवर में ये जितना भी ये इनके बहादुरी मेडल लिए हैं या बहादुरी के जो इनको पुरस्कार दिए गए हैं वो पहले ही दिए गए। दूसरे टर्नओवर में गए अभी ही हाल में इनको इंडिया गवर्नमेंट ने, इंडियन आर्मी ने इनको नायब सूबेदार रैंक से नवाजा था।
FIFA unveiled the official mascot of the Under-17 Women's World Cup as IBHA, which will be held in India next year. IBHA is an Asiatic lioness that represents women's power. Notably, the name IBHA has been derived from Khasi language, which is widely spoken in Meghalaya. In Khasi language, Ibha means Nari Shakti or women power. FIFA further stated that IBHA aims to inspire women and girls across India and around the world to realize their potential. Meanwhile, Meghalaya Chief Minister Congrad Sangma tweeted that he is super stoked to learn that FIFA World Cup announces official mascot as IBHA, derived from Khasi language, which represents women power. The Narcotics Control Bureau, in its reply to the special court, said that Aryan Khan used to procure contraband from friend Arbaz Merchant. The agency accused Bollywood superstar Shah Rukh Khan's 23-year-old son of being an integral part of a drug nexus. They added that Aryan Khan is in touch with people who are a part of international drug network for illegal procurement of drug. The matter pertains to SRK's son and 7 others in connection with the cruise ship raid in Mumbai on October 3rd. The case came to the special court after a magistrate's court rejected their bail plea on the ground that it did not have the jurisdiction to decide on the matter. The Narcotics Control Bureau claimed to have recovered banned drugs from some persons aboard the cruise ship, hinting at an international drug trafficking network which needs Aryan Khan's bail to be probed. Aryan Khan's lawyer, Satish Manishinde, maintains that he was falsely implicated and that NCB has no grounds to keep him in custody since no psychotropic substances were recovered from his personal possession. As the Durga Puja fair grips Nagaland, the Hindu Seva Samiti President YP Gupta went on checking the puja pandals where they were following the SOPs or not. He first visited the public ground Dimapur opposite to Golaghat Road and further distributed hand sanitizers and masks to the puja committee, following which he is scheduled to visit 4 more puja pandals on Wednesday.
As a president of Hindu Seva Samiti, I wish these Matri foundations, they are working for the upliftment of women. And as you know, Durga Ma itu देवी लगा एक रूप से तो देवी लगा और इतु टाइम ते तखन फाउंडेशन करा तो आई विश देम वेरी गुड लक that they will work for the social cause. Now as you watch that significance of Durga Puja, see Durga Puja generally we celebrate আমি খান এনেকা বিলিভ করে কি মা দুর্গা ইতু পৃথিবীতে হ্যাঁ বেশি পাপ হওয়ার কারণে করব কারণে না তাই আইছে আই কিনা মকসাসুর একটা রাক্ষস থাকিছে তাইকে মারি কিনা ইয়াতে peace atmosphere te anise. So we believe that it is a victory of good over evils. Aro Ma Durga itu amikhan itu believe kore ki in this 10 days Ma Durga come to this earth to bless the devotee. To Ma Durga laga ashirwad so manu pabo itu asa ase itu korikina amikhan bi खुशी है कि दिस टाइम तो सब जगह भी पूजा हुआ है and we are as a Hindu Seva Samiti we are trying our best. We are visiting almost all the puja pandal to see that the peoples are following the SOP to see that there is no any untoward incident. So ami khan mukdima par abhi kali bhi ami khan bhi ami laga team khan sob jaha se aro we are trying to give enough cooperations to the local committee also. So we wish this puja will end up in a great success.
That is all for now. This is Gargi Deka signing off. Keep watching Nagaland TV for more news and updates.